I think what's really critical here is understanding the value of the natural ecosystem and seeing it as an economic infrastructure where you need to maintain it, you need to invest in it, so it can sustain us, it can sustain our economies, it can continue to create jobs, it can continue to feed us, and so on and so forth. So whatever good we do to nature is good for human well-being as well. So those two cannot be disconnected in my opinion. Whether it's oceans or ocean, it's a highly interconnected ocean. Highly interconnected, but at the same time, you know, if you look at the governance structure of the ocean, it's highly fragmented as well. You know, the Western Indian Ocean will be probably focusing on the Western Indian Ocean, others will be focusing on other parts of the ocean, and so on and so forth. But in this interconnected ocean system, that's a level of integration in science, in governance, is going to be really critical as well. And the value of partnership is everyone brings their absolute best to the table in order to address some of the key challenges that the ocean is facing, whether it's climate change or litter or loss of biodiversity and habitat degradation and so on and so forth. So for me, I think the value of partnership is immense, which essentially is partnership for me is not a side hustle, but it is at the core of the things that we do, which is really key in my opinion. Yeah.
That's a challenge for all of us, including myself, that we need to seriously think about what's the way forward under changing climate. But we also have some low-hanging fruits at the same time. For example, you know, when you talk about greenhouse gas emissions, does anyone know how many percent our food systems contribute to the greenhouse gas emissions? Any guess? Any educated guess? We're talking about a third of the global emissions from our food systems, more than 30%. So we cannot win this battle against climate change without putting our food systems on a low emission development pathway. And for me, aquatic food systems offer that opportunity. With the transition in diet, deploying science, we can put our food systems on a low emission development pathway.
Earlier we talked about the $12 billion investment gap a year in African aquaculture alone. This is all down to how much data is available to inform our policy and investment decisions. If the data is absent, you don't have any tool to help you decide how much is worth investing in this sector. For every dollar that I invest, what's the return? In order to have that sort of assessment, you need the data. And for us at Worldfish and partners, we are deploying low-cost tools to fill this data gap. Well, one example that I gave earlier was about the pescas. You know, the tool, the gadget that we put attached to the boats, and they would send us near real-time live data points. And that's curated to inform policy and investment decisions. In that cost-effective way, that all started in Timor-Leste, is being scaled to a number of countries in this region, in the Western Indian Ocean region of Africa, which is Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, and Malawi at the moment. So these are what could be transformational in our enhancing and our understanding of the economic contribution or the livelihood contribution of fisheries and aquaculture, particularly the small-scale operators, in the well-being of the society. And therefore, that could help us assess how much or what level of optimal investment will be required to transform this sector. Without data, we cannot do it, and therefore that's why we prioritize it at Worldfish at the moment.